So how does the sale work? Our sale has 5 different options. The first is show and sell. Pretty much self-explanatory is we have product in hand, we show it, and we sell it. We'll talk a little bit more about the details of that in a moment. The next one is sort of a combination where we do a show and deliver, a wagon dragging, where we're, instead of being set up in one place and having the people come to us, we take the product to the people. The third is take order, which is probably what many folks are familiar with when it comes to a fundraising event, is that you have an order sheet, people sign up their name, they place their order, and at a later date the order gets delivered, the product gets delivered, and then those products are delivered to the folks that ordered them. The fourth part is combined show and sell and take order. Really combines both elements of those previous described pieces. And the last is online sales. One of the great things about as technology increases, the opportunity is that we can sell our products online to family members, friends that live far away, and the product can be delivered directly to them. So we're going to talk a little bit about that here as we continue. So let's start in show and sell. So show and sell really is the Kernel or parents from the unit work to make arrangements for the scouts to set up in front of a store, so like in front of a Lowe's or a Walmart or a grocery store. Or they might set up at a community event, a church event, a variety of different things. Kind of the sky's the limit. You know, if you can imagine it and you can find the right person and get permission, go for it. But the idea is, in general, you want a place where we've got a high traffic volume of people, people who are looking to potentially spend money and are looking to potentially support scouting. So finding a combination of those can really be a very profitable and worthwhile endeavor for our scouts and the families and the colonels that are involved. Basically, to set up a show and sell is one, it starts with the store manager, the key person at the store to ask for permission. The earlier that we set these, the better. The second is to assign a couple scouts and parents in 2-hour blocks. We recommend 2-hour blocks. You get into 4 or 5, 6-hour blocks, it's a long time to be standing in front of the store. But 2 hours seems to be pretty manageable, and you can get people to sign up for multiple 2-hour blocks in a weekend or however you situate that, but we suggest that you go with 2-hour blocks at a time. One of the key things that we talk about, or a question that we get often, is how do we divide the sales? Does the scout that's there get credit for all the sales in their time window? Does all the sales for the day get split evenly between the scouts? Our recommendation is to do the latter of those and take all the sales from the day you set up in front of Lowe's and you're there from 9 until 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And you have $1,000 in sales from doing that. Taking that and you have 10 or 15 scouts and dividing that $1,000 by those 10 and 15 scouts that you have there. What this does is it helps to encourage scouts to participate all day long. Some stores, we find that the morning is a really slow time. Other stores, the morning is a great time. So it just all depends on where you're at, location-wise and time-wise. But this doesn't discourage a scout from participating, and it helps fill all of your time slots. Another show and sell recommendation is not to open the microwave boxes or the collections. As you get more familiar with our products, you'll know that we have several microwave products that retail at $18, and there's 18 packs. We recommend that you don't try to sell them in lesser quantities because we can't return any of those boxes that are open. The same thing applies with the collections. Sometimes there are different products in our collections than what we offer in the show and sell. But we recommend that you sell all of those together, because if you're stuck with a piece, it's a piece that you can't return. The last part of show and sell, or one of the benefits of show and sell, is that any show and sell product that you order initially, that you have left over, you can use to fill your tape orders. So as scouts are out and ordering or taking sheets, or mom and dad have taken sheets into work and they have some of the orders, you can use some of that show and sell product to fill those orders right away and not have to wait until the end of the take order part of the sale to get that product. The last thing about show and sell, or we suggest with show and sell, is to apply any donations that you receive towards your military sales. There's times where someone may come up and say, I don't have, or I'm not interested in popcorn, I don't eat popcorn, but here's $5. What a lot of units do is they take that $5 from this person, $5 from that person, and at the end of the day can put all that together and figure out how many military sales that may be, so that we're still able to turn that donation into a product that serves beyond helping scouting, but helps our military families as well. The second item or type of sale is show and deliver. This is one of our best methods of selling. Basically what you do is you go door to door. So you pick a neighborhood that you're familiar with or that you know that or you're comfortable going into, and essentially you take a lot of units take sort of that proverbial red wagon, load it up with product and go door to door. Some units do it, parents got a van, and the van or the vehicle sort of follows door to door as well. And what happens is that you go to the door, you've got the order sheet, and ask if they'd be interested in buying popcorn. And they say, sure, I'll be interested in buying the 18-pack of Unbelievable Butter. And the scout says, hold on 1 second, goes over to his wagon or goes over to the car and pulls out the box, takes the money, does the transaction right then and there, and it's done. The beautiful thing about that is, unlike the take order where you take the order and then have to go back and deliver it, you do it all in one step and it's done. So when we talk about it being a family preferred method, that's a real big part of it. Like I mentioned, customers receive and pay for their products right away. Don't have to worry about the later delivery date. And again, similar to the show and sell, some families or individuals are interested in making a donation, not necessarily buying product. Again, you can use these towards your military sales. From statistics going around, from our units across the country, a scout can sell about 5 times the amount of products as they can just sitting in front of a store waiting for people to come up to them and purchase popcorn and candy product. The third part of our sale is a take order. Every scout will be provided with a form, an order form for take order. They'll get one of these in the mail, as well as be provided through their unit. And basically what this does, and your role as the colonel, is to establish the dates for the take order. They say, we're going to start the take order sale at this point. All the take order forms need to be back to me by a particular point. And they're going to go through and try to get those orders. Some of this can be going door to door and collecting those orders. Some units choose to do a blitz day and try to get guys excited and go and take a weekend and say, hey, we're going to go out on Saturday and we're going to go, and the scout who sells or gets the most orders today is going to get the special prize. Another great place for take orders, having parents or grandparents take forms to work and take those forms in and have co-workers order off of them. Another thing for take order, and we'll show you this form here in just a couple minutes, is we've come up with a list of top 15 prospects. The average scouts last year sold between 8 and 14 items of popcorn and sold about $250 to $350 worth of popcorn. So we came up with this list to try to help you come up with who could be those 8 to 14 people that may purchase popcorn from the scout to support his year in scouting. And we've got a list here, and we'll share that with you in just a moment. The last thing with this is to remember that 2 out of 3 people will buy when asked, but less than 20% of households have been contacted. This is a national statistic that's not only relevant to popcorn but to other sales, is to realize that people give to scouts or to people and to causes, and a scout who's prepared and goes out and does a good job with this it can get a lot of sales, but if they're going to be successful, they've got to make the asks. So to go and sort of talk about our prospects, here's the form that we put together as a starting point for you. You certainly could go to 10 or 15 in any of these categories, but it's just a sort of starting point. Friends and family, grandma and grandpa, aunt who lives somewhere else, aunt who lives down the street, the neighbor that lives next door on the right, the neighbor that lives next door on the left, the neighbor that lives across the street, who are a couple people at mom and dad's work. And pretty quickly with a form like this, I'm sure we can come up with those 8 to 14 names of someone who's going to buy a product. We talked that our third type of sale is a combined show and sale and take order. There's some cool pieces to this, or some benefits to this, as to do an only take order or do an only show and sell. One is between these orders you have the full product lineup for both sales. So when you look at show and sell, one of the disadvantages is there are certain products that just because the sale starts in September when it's pretty hot, we've got some limitations to the products that we can bring in. Our full line of chocolate products are not available for the show and sell. But with show and sell and take order, combining those, you can take that order form door to door or at your sale, and you can have the full line of products there and let those folks know the products that you can't deliver or sell that day, you'll be able to provide to them later. The other piece is that you've got a really good connection between your inventories, between show and sell and take order. And again, as talked about a little bit earlier, is you can facilitate filling those take orders a little bit quicker, a little bit easier. This allows you also to spread out the distribution of product. If you only do take order and you have a really successful sale, it means in November you're going to have a lot of product that you're going to have to try to deliver all at once. By trying to utilize both types of sale, it helps to spread out that distribution of product so that you're not sitting on a substantial amount of product at any one time. The last part or type of sale is online selling. Online selling is a very safe and secure way to try to raise awareness about scouting and the sale and get folks from anywhere to participate and support the scouts in your unit. Basically, the scouts have to create an account at sales.trailsend.com, and they'll take those accounts, and from there they'll be able to log in. They'll get a password and a user ID, and they'll be able to log in, and they'll be able to upload email addresses. They'll be able to send something to the great aunt that lives out in California, and be able to set things up so that those folks can order from that scout. The scout can get credit for their sale towards their scout rewards, and then that product will be delivered directly to whoever ordered it. One of the things, sort of a great easy way to kind of get things started is get your scouts to set up an account and send 10 emails to family and friends. We use sort of that prospect list of 15 folks. You could use that as part of this too. We had a scout last year who sold well over $1,000 in online sales. That's all he did. He really kind of owned this process, sent it out to family, friends, people he knew, and sold over $1,000. So it's very, very possible. It's a great and easy way to grow your sale without spending a considerable time going door to door. The last thing to share with online sales, the average order for online sales is about $48. So when the average order for a show and sell sale or door to door sale is probably between $10 and $20, the online sale is almost double. So that's an important thing to know.